Let's face it, auditing doesn't make sense to most. When I tell people I'm an auditor, they automatically assume I work for the IRS or simply have no idea what the job entails. So today, we're going to break it down for y'all and explain auditing. Hey guys, it's Neil, the boring accountant. I'm an auditor at a Big Four accounting firm, and I'm a licensed CPA. This is my first video, and I'm just hoping I can share some of my wisdom with y'all. So please watch and enjoy. Auditing is, drumroll please, assurance. You will hear this word a lot if you are in the industry. Imagine a bridge. Auditing is providing assurance over the operation of a process or control, or assurance over the accuracy of a financial statement. Auditors assure investors, banks, governments, or anyone that based on the audit performed, the process or financial statement under review is in fact appropriate. They can cross the bridge safely, all thanks to the audit. So in essence, we auditors clear the air. We call a spade, thereby making us the very salt of the earth. And the best part is, you can audit pretty much anything you can think of. I can have my mom audit my process for making 2 eggs and toast. Or I can hire a valuation expert to audit my billion-dollar forecasted financial projections. Most of you are probably familiar with the IRS tax audits, in which an Internal Revenue Service agent will review the taxes you pay to the government and chase you down for tax evasion. There are 2 primary types of auditing, external and internal. If you're applying for jobs, it's important to know that there's kind of a big difference between the 2. We won't get into the details in this video, but both types encompass exactly what we described earlier, providing assurance. Okay, now why do we audit? Well, simply because of the F word. Yes, the F word. Fraud. Let's dig into that a little. Fraud is basically something said or done by an individual or even a computer that results in wrongful financial gain or personal gain. Maybe you've cheated on a test. Well, you are a fraud, and possibly still a fraud. Unless, of course, you scored lower than you would have if you didn't cheat. Well, we'll never know. Anyway, there is a concept called the fraud triangle, which we will discuss in another video, but just be aware of it, as it explains why fraud can actually occur. Take a good look at it. Pressure, opportunity, rationalization. Okay, but the primary point here is that fraud is bad, and companies, individuals, and governments utilize audits to prevent it from occurring. Let's do an example. Finkel Fixtures, the best lighting fixture chain in the Southland. They have some internal auditors who are auditing the process surrounding the review and approval of payments to filament suppliers. The auditors might sample a handful of payments to suppliers, looking for proper review and signature approval of a payment before it goes out to the filament supplier. In the case where a payment does not have appropriate review and approval, i.e. Johnny B. Good in accounting was flirting with Polly McCutie in marketing and accidentally submitted a payment for processing without noticing that there was no signature by his boss. This would raise a huge red flag, and it would be brought to the attention of management and discussed. Now, what if Johnny B. Good was actually sending payments to his personal checking account? This is fraud at its finest. And if it wasn't for those pesky auditors, Johnny B. Good would have been Johnny B. Rich. Alright, some of you wise folk are now questioning my example in the beginning on how you could audit 2 eggs and toast. I mean, what kind of financial or personal gain could I wrongfully be receiving through this awesome meal? Well, sometimes auditing is used for process enhancement, or improving a process. So my mom, my personal auditor, could see my cooking and suggest I cook my eggs on medium heat for 5 minutes and add 2 teaspoons of salt instead of 1. This type of auditing is less common, and what you'll find is auditing is more often than not used for preventing fraud, and the process enhancement portion is a result of this. Alright, quick recap guys. What is auditing? Providing assurance over the operation of a process or control, or over the accuracy of a financial statement. Why do we audit? To prevent the F word, fraud, from ever occurring. No fraud left behind. We will uncover it. Me, you, Shaggy, Scooby-Doo. And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed my first video. We'll catch you boring folks next time. please like, share, and subscribe.